Hi, thanks for joining me once again for another one of my Deer Quest outdoor adventures. On today's program, we're going to start by going to Illinois and visiting the Carter's Hunting Lodge. At Carter's, we're joined by Deer Quest hunting friend Ross Scott as he takes a 150 class buck with his bow, a really exciting hunt. Then we're traveling back to Wisconsin to the Brush Ranch, where our hosts Jim and Cindy Brush have invited me to try to take a couple of does to help with their deer management program. We'll be using deer sense and we'll see what kind of effect it's got on the does. I think you're in for an exciting show, so stick with us. We'll be right back after this. Greg Hopf's Deer Quest Outdoor Adventures is brought to you by Deer Quest Limited, makers of Deer Sense, the scent that smokes. Carter's Hunting Lodge, the Pike County, Illinois premier hunting location where whitetail hunting fantasies become whitetail hunting realities. Also brought to you by these fine sponsors. Nikon Sporting Optics, a better look at your world. HALLY Caller Wildlife Calls and Accessories, quality products for today's modern sportsman. Light & Sights, producers of high-tech fluorescent optics. Easy Cut Ratchet Pruners, quality equipment for the sportsman. Odor Free, the original scent eliminator. Be silent, be still, be odor free. And Wind Tracker, the fibers that float to show you the direction of your scent. Don't guess, see the wind, and know for sure. Welcome to Pike County, Illinois, and the town of Pittsfield, home to Carter's Hunting Lodge and some of the finest whitetail deer hunting in the country. It's early October and the bucks are becoming more active, with big buck sign being found everywhere. Wildlife activity is on the increase as the days are growing shorter. The ducks are beginning to think of heading to warmer climates, and the small bucks are being spotted out feeding with more frequency by the hunters from Carter's. While many of us might consider bucks of this caliber shooters in our home areas, here in Illinois, bucks that are Pope and Young caliber or higher are the type we're looking for at Carter's Hunting Lodge. By the third week of October, some of the larger bucks are being spotted from tree stands. Spotting a big buck raises the excitement level in hunters from the lodge, but up until now, there have only been some close encounters with no good shooting opportunities. Seeing big buck movement towards the end of the month is always a sure sign that the rut isn't far away, and it won't be too long until the bucks will be constantly on the move in search of receptive does. Sometimes the warm afternoons of late October make sitting in a tree stand for hours a task of just trying to stay awake. But knowing that this is Pike County, Illinois, and that the next buck you may see heading in your direction might just be the trophy of a lifetime makes most hunters resist the urge to snooze. It's now the last week of October, and this group of eager bow hunters enjoys a great afternoon meal before heading out for another evening sit. Deer Quest hunting friend Ross Scott, along with his guide and cameraman Nathan Carter, had been seeing a lot of bucks during their hunts, but up till now, nothing had been close enough or big enough to shoot at. But all that was about to change. When Ross spotted this big rack bruiser some 40 yards away and headed in his direction, he didn't have to think twice about if he was a shooter or not. All he needed was an opening through which he could take his shot. Controlling your breathing and heart rate in a moment like this is what makes the difference between a hit and a miss.
Not bad, a little far back, but not bad. You think you hit him good or what? I think I hit him right up the middle. Yeah. He's right there going down, I think. I didn't see where he hit him. Let's hang right down the middle. A little bit back, but right in the middle. Let's just hang loose. We've been hunting along the fields and I've been seeing a lot of deer, but the wind's been wrong, or they've been out in the field too far, so Nathan and I thought we'd try to come out here once. And they've been seeing deer down across the ditch there, but yeah, we sat here for a long time seeing nothing. Nice and quiet all night, but it's 5 o'clock, 45 minutes before dark, and first deer we seen was that one, and you've probably seen the rest. That's a red arrow, buddy.
Are you nervous?
Muzzy 100 grain 4-blade. Just started shooting them this year. Pass through.
In keeping with Carter's Hunting Lodge's policy on tracking hit deer, Ross, Nathan, and some other hunters waited several hours before beginning a short track resulting in a quick recovery.
Yeah, it sure
Oh
is.
man, didn't bleed much. Thank you, Nathan. Nathan Carter, my good luck charm. Yeah. Look at that buck, man.
Killer. Old Muzzy put the whammy on him, man.
Look at that.
Well, what do you think, Ross?
Nice Pike County buck.
Not too bad. Not too bad. Had a great hunt. Went out last night. Well, yesterday we actually went out. The guy had been here last week seeing some good deer in the spot. We slipped out there and hung a camera stand in the tree and raked the path. And first hunt this week been Tuesday night.
Yep.
And got him good deer.
Yep.
Nice animal. He's a younger animal, a little smaller on the body. He's probably about 175 field dress. I'm guessing he's probably 155-inch gross animal. We'll measure him up here in a minute to see. But we's out there. It's a little warm. Wind's out of the south. Always out of the south here, it seems like. Doing a little bit of grunting and stuff. And wasn't too long. Probably about 45 minutes before dark, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was perfect shooting light. It was coming behind us actually, and wind was kind of from the south, and we were actually kind of downwind. We both had our scent lock on.
Yep, yeah. Scent lock definitely
we had it both
works.
on. It worked.
There's no question.
Yeah, you probably see it on the video. You had to turn backwards in the stand, and there he comes marching right through the dry leaves. We could hear him coming. He's about really down in the ravine, about 28 yards down.
It was a tough angle, really, on the shot as far as.
Of the 3 shooting lanes I had, that's the one I was hoping it wouldn't walk in, but that's how it usually goes. But no, Nathan had me in the right spot. We moved that day, actually, in the middle of the day. And
yeah, well, we knew it was a good spot, just hadn't had a chance to get in there, and it's like making a path and stuff makes it a lot easier to slip in and just hit it right. You know, timing's everything on these big deer, and had a lot of fun. That's the main thing.
We were a little nervous for a minute. I hit it.
Oh yeah, I'm always.
You'll see. I hit it right in the middle. It was a little bit back, but when you hit it, I knew I had it.
I'm always real skeptical because these big deer are tough. That's just all there is to it. But
went about 100 yards.
Yep.
Yeah, had about 100 yards. Didn't have much blood, but we just left it for a couple hours.
Yep. Justin found it. We was cracking up because they was getting
ahead of us. That guy's part coon dog. He is, man. He's part hound dog.
Well, they was getting ahead of us, and the animal wasn't bleeding very much. Went out there and actually fell off in the ditch and got hung up in a log. And he found him, and just glad to have him. Definitely congratulations.
Buck, man. Thanks for your help.
Wisconsin and the Brush Ranch is a favorite area of mine for outstanding whitetail hunting opportunities, especially when I'm joining Judd Cooney for the adventure. In order to video and photograph the reaction of deer responding to deer scents, the scent that smokes, Judd and I had set up a double bull ground blind on a food plot where we knew deer would naturally come in the early evening. Our objective was to observe how deer would react to the curiosity blend of deer scents. Within an hour or so, deer began filtering down from the hills towards the food plot, and then immediately were drawn to the curiosity scent sticks we were burning. Soon, a small group of bucks were at the location of the smoking scent stick bucket. Some bucks were unsure of what the scent was, but none appeared to be frightened by it, with curiosity bringing some bucks within a few feet of the bucket, with the smoke blowing right into their faces. A buck like this would be hard to pass up had we not been only videotaping and photographing this evening. Over 3 hours or so, deer came and went, but all of them continued to respond to the smoking scent sticks. This young buck, who is still shedding his velvet, seemed to be intrigued by the sight of the smoke coming from the bucket. When this little yearling saw the bucket, he was really mesmerized by the smoke. The entire afternoon was both exciting and educational for Judd and I. We had captured some remarkable video and photographic images and couldn't wait until we could begin hunting. Each time I travel to the brush ranch, I'm impressed with the beauty of the countryside and the comfort provided by a modern and fully equipped hunting lodge. While at the Brush Ranch, we were invited to tour their amazing brush museum. The museum has animals taken by Jim and his family from all over the world. I was amazed by the variety of animals Jim had taken with his recurve bow, ranging from squirrels to rhinos. This museum has it all and would rival any museum in any city in the world. While at the ranch, Jim Brush and his wife Cindy will assure you the finest in hospitality and accommodations and whitetail hunting opportunity. Now what we're going to do here today, we're hunting up here in Wisconsin, and we're on a place called the Brush Ranch. And this is a huge ranch, well in excess of 2,000 acres, but it's highly managed and the deer population is tremendous. We've been very fortunate here over the past few days that we've harvested 3 nice Pope and Young bucks, but the landowner has asked if we do him a favor and try to harvest out some of the does. They try to keep a very tight doe to buck ratio, so they want to take as many does out as they can right now because they have an overabundance. So what we're going to do is we're going to try to see just how effective smoke is on these does. Now we're going to get up in our tree stand here and we're going to see if we can't harvest 1 or 2 of them. I know that there's a lot of does in the area, so I'm pretty confident we'll have an opportunity. But we're going to just see how good the smoke is at once again bringing the deer in to close enough range to take them here on camera. So stick with us and let's see how our doe harvesting goes this morning. I was using Curiosity Blend for my doe hunt, and I had placed out 2 buckets to really saturate the area with scent. I had hoped this would not only attract deer to my stand location, but also cover my human scent. It was only about 20 minutes until I began seeing some bucks working their way towards my stand location. Within an hour, a few does started to work their way towards my location, apparently attracted by the powerful deer scent's aroma. I waited until a mature doe placed herself in a perfect position for me to take a shot. Taking any animal with a bow is always a challenge, and sometimes taking a mature doe can be as difficult, if not more so, than shooting a trophy buck. You should always be proud of yourself when you take a whitetail with your bow. Doe or buck, it's still quite an accomplishment. Man, oh man. Whew. Boy, we had a bunch of deer around us, but I was waiting for a good shot on the doe. And I just took a real nice mature doe, and the arrow went clean through her. It's a good hit. She was right next to the bucket, right here below us. It was just really, really nice. Once again, that smoke really brings these deer in. We had probably 10 or 15 deer around us, including a bunch of bucks. And they're just feeding through this area, and that smoke just is keeping them as calm as can be. It's just an amazing thing. I'm just tickled. So there's one doe, so we've helped out the landowner. Remember, that management program is really important, so you should think about taking a few does whenever you get the opportunity. Keep a good balance between your bucks and does. We'll wait here a little while and we'll go and recover her, because she's going to make some fine table fare. On this edition of Gear, Gadgets, and Gizmos, we're featuring the Torch, a pocket-sized butane torch that has lots of applications for field use. The Torch is our featured product this week on Gear, Gadgets, and Gizmos. This is something I never go into the field without. I usually have one in my pocket and one in my backpack. In the event of an emergency, I can always start a fire, regardless of how windy it is. The Torch is especially good at quickly lighting scent sticks. It's also great for heating up inserts when putting arrows together. On those mornings when you find your lock frozen on your camper cap, it's great for unthawing it quickly. And it's easily refillable. Well, that's our featured product this week on Gear, Gadgets, and Gizmos. I'm Greg Hopf. After waiting about a half an hour, I got down from my tree stand, confident that my doe was down. Well, there's that arrow. It went right through. It was only a short distance until I spotted the nice doe I had arrowed. There she is, right there. Right down there in the brush. Whoa. Wow, she's a nice doe. Here's where it went in. Clean through her. Nice mature doe. Probably 5-6 years old. Once again, it goes to show you that smoke works on all deer, not just bucks. And in this case, harvesting these does here for the landowner, it worked real well. Made a good shot. Those jackhammers did their job, and the smoke sure did its job. Well, there you have it. I hope you've enjoyed this week's edition of my Deer Quest Outdoor Adventures. Until next week, please remember, be safe and good hunting. Greg Hopf's Deer Quest Outdoor Adventures is brought to you by Deer Quest Limited, makers of Deer Sense, the scent that smokes. Carter's Hunting Lodge, the Pike County, Illinois premier hunting location where whitetail hunting fantasies become whitetail hunting realities. Also brought to you by these fine sponsors. Nikon Sporting Optics, a better look at your world. HALLY Caller Wildlife Calls and Accessories, quality products for today's modern sportsman. Light and Sights, producers of high-tech fluorescent optics. Easy Cut Ratchet Pruners, quality equipment for the sportsman. Odor Free, the original scent eliminator. Be silent, be still, be odor free. And Wind Tracker, the fibers that float to show you the direction of your scent. Don't guess, see the wind and know for sure. If you're interested in more information about or acquiring products you've seen us use on the show, or if you'd like more information about booking hunts with Carter's Hunting Lodge or the Brush Ranch, please check out our websites at www.deerquest.com and www.carteroutdoors.com.